Hello and welcome to this week's energy forecast. My name is Laura Fleming, and every Monday I deliver to you the vibe I'm picking up for the week ahead. If this interests you, please like and subscribe. I really appreciate everybody who's been doing that lately. It helps me so much, and I just can't thank you enough. So I'll say it again, thank you. So a practice that I have, like before I get on here, I talk to myself about what I want this to feel like. Not just putting, not just giving it lip service, but really feeling like, what do I want this experience to be like for me? I want it to be smooth, I want it to be easy, I want to enjoy it, I want to have fun, I want to be deliberate, I want to be helpful, I want to serve. Okay, so before turning on the camera, I have this little discussion with myself. And it really works. So this past weekend, Brad and I had my niece and my nephew over for a little Auntie and Brad sleepover. We all get along really well and have so much fun. We played charades, which I have played like twice in my life because I was always too embarrassed when I was younger, and played another time as an adult. But yeah, we just play, we color, we draw, we sing, we eat, we snooze, we just have a really, really nice time together. Before they came to our house, Brad and I aren't parents, so we haven't had the discussion of like, how do we want to be as parents, because we're not parents. But when we watch my nieces and nephew, we want to be very deliberate about showing up as the best versions of ourselves, but also being a team, sharing the responsibility, having good boundaries, being sure Brad and I are both clear on the rules for the weekend. So before they came to our house, they came on Friday, it was Thursday, and I said, let's talk about this weekend. This is what I'm thinking in terms of like plans for food, because that can get chaotic. This is what I'm thinking for sleeping arrangement. The kids, we have a loft, so the kids get upstairs and Brad and I sleep on an air mattress down here. And, just talking about the unfolding. And then I told Brad, I really don't want to get into an argument with you, a disagreement. Like, let's get on the same page now. So when they're here, like, sure, we'll have little things, and I think it's important for kids to see adults working things out, but let's decide what the house rules are, what the repercussions for breaking the house rules are, and let's just get on the same page. So we were really deciding how we wanted to show up this weekend. And we have never done this before, but times before him and I got into a little thing, and we have such a small space here, it's tough to work it out with the kids here. So it just hasn't always been the most enjoyable, as you can imagine. So this time we decided to go about it differently. And this weekend was seamless. Yeah, there were a couple little things here and there because we are human, but for the most part, it was this effortless unfolding where not just Brad and I, but also the kids, we ebbed and flowed in all these different directions, from coloring, we play this game Ninja, charades, to getting prepared for bedtime, all of it. And it was just this beautiful unfolding. So this week would be a very beneficial week to practice tuning into what it is you want to unfold. Not, I want her to do that, I want to make sure the kids eat their broccoli, and not specific like that, because we don't have control over other people. I'm talking more energetics here. Maybe you have a big doctor's appointment, or even maybe Valentine's Day is hard for you, and maybe it's setting the tone for your week and you're like, this sucks. Right? At any point, you can reestablish what your intentions are. And being intentional for the week, you know, like setting a tone for the week, that's one thing, but even moment by moment. So this morning I started off with sessions, and my first session was someone I've never met before. And so, you know, when you know someone, there's a little bit of like, oh, I know what to expect. But with a new person, there's obviously, you don't know what to expect. 1 second. So I said, you know, in this session, I want to be very clear. I want to be concise. I want to be helpful and thorough. And, you know, looking back on this session, it's funny when you set the intention and it unfolds the way that you had said you wanted it to. It's like, okay, moving on. Like I felt really good after the session, but I didn't really reflect on, oh wait, I called that in. I lined up my energy. I said I want that, and it happened until right now. So that session, and then for the next part of my day, I was like, okay, I want to be a really good listener of myself, and just kind of breaking up the day, kind of chunk by chunk, deciding how I wanted to be, how I wanted to show up. And what that does is, one, it helps you to call forth the energy that you're wanting to engage in. It also helps prepare you, it helps prepare you to already be aware of what you want. And so when things are going off course a little bit, you're like, oh wait, I had an intention in mind, let me reestablish that. And you can tell you're moving off course when you feel a little like crummy or off a bit. I went ooh because the kids were packing up Sunday morning, and it's very easy for me to just, you know, clean it all up. I'm very tidy. I like cleaning. It feels really good to me. It helps my mind feel clearer. But obviously they are growing up, and it's important that they're responsible for their own things. So I was telling the kids, you know, it's time to go. This is what time we have to leave. So about 30 minutes to get dressed and pack up your stuff. And so my nephew, he was having a little bit of a hard time. He was getting a little sidetracked. And so I said, okay, listen, close your eyes for a second and think about what we're doing, right? We're cleaning your stuff up. So just in your mind, imagine Bennett's stuff cleaned up. You can notice how that feels, like, oh, my bag is packed. Just think, I want to clean my stuff up. I don't want to leave anything behind. So anything that's mine, I want it to pop out in my mind. And then I said, okay, open your eyes. And he was like, okay. I was like, now see how that works. He goes about, he grabs his stuff. Didn't forget a thing. Okay? This is what's possible when we tell our mind what to look for. If you say, this is gonna be a shit day, like this morning, I was saying to Brad, I'm like, I really don't like all these Valentine's posts. Like, I don't care about your flowers. Like, give me some good stuff. Like, you guys all got flowers. You guys got, and that's not true. I know that's not true. I'm just telling you how I was saying this. I'm like, yeah, oh, you got chocolate. Oh, so surprised. Wow, it's Valentine's Day. You know, I obviously don't care very much about Valentine's Day at all. So, like, that was the beginning tone of my day. And then I was like, oh, I don't like that. I don't want to focus in on that. So instead, I don't push it away and go, okay, Laura, I shouldn't think that. I should be kind to other people. You know, they're obviously excited about it, so don't be an asshole. Like, they just want to share what they got going on. And instead, I was like, you know what? I can appreciate that people are feeling loved today. And if social media isn't the place for me to be today, don't go on social media, Laura. Like, you have some power there. And so I just readjusted. You know, at any point we can readjust and say, you know what? I don't want to nitpick this person. I don't want to nitpick myself. This happens to me all the time. You know, I'm going to work out and I put on some leggings and I'm like, ooh, I don't like how my belly like hangs out at the side. And I'm like, I'm catching myself sooner and sooner. It feels so empowering to catch myself and say, girl, let's not. I'm like, all right, what's the easiest thing to do? Not convince myself that how it's pinching my belly is comfortable. That's a bunch of baloney. But instead it is, do I need some water before I go? Water makes me feel so good. What else? What else? Maybe a top that feels good. You know what? Actually, these leggings just aren't comfortable. That's the problem. I just need to be in more comfortable leggings. So when we're deliberate about where we focus, your life changes. It's a miraculous thing. You are so powerful. But when you put your power in other people's hands, meaning you have expectations of people, when you do this, I feel better, so keep doing that. Okay, you're setting yourself up to be let down. When you have expectations of yourself, you know what, today I'm gonna try to feel as good as I can, as long as I can, all throughout the day. And when I start to feel myself slip into that maybe darker place, I'm not gonna beat myself up. I'm gonna notice, oh yeah, I'm feeling a little anxious, and maybe I need to cool down on the coffee. Maybe I need to talk to someone about this because this keeps showing up for me. You know, not this like beating ourselves up, constantly like jumping down our own throat about our experience and feeling how we feel. What you think about matters. And when you are being better to yourself, when you are being deliberate about choosing, what do I want to focus on here? I don't want to focus on the lack of what I have, because it doesn't make me feel better. The lack of a flat stomach I have, like what's that doing for me? I'm just bullying myself, right? So instead, what do I have? I have such strong legs. I have such a strong mind. I have such a strong heart, both physically and spiritually. Like you can probably see the shift in my energy. I'm like, yeah. Focus on what you do have, while also understanding that your insecurities, your inadequacies are a part of you, not to be, pushed off and denied, but like, yeah, you know what? I do have insecurities about my stomach, and that's okay. I know that's okay. It's just a part of me, and it's okay that I feel that way. I don't need to banish mirrors out of my house. I don't need to only eat salads or only eat chicken. I don't need to do anything drastic, because it's not really about the physical appearance. It's about my own judgment of myself. So it's really, really cool that I think that we have these minds, these bodies, the spirit within this body to be working with, And that being said, we've got so much going on. We're working with so much all the time. So, because it's not just who you are right now, you're also dealing with your past, your present, and your future. So, my point is, you got a lot going on. Being a jerk to yourself is not helpful. Celebrating yourself is helpful. Celebrating, like, I am so proud of myself for acknowledging that I don't like this, and that's okay. That's okay. I'm not gonna beat up on myself about it. I'm not gonna go down that dark rabbit hole that ultimately leads me to the same point that I started at, which was, I don't feel good enough. I don't need to go there. I understand that's a part of me. I understand that is something I'm working through, but I don't need to hang out there. Just had a little thing pop in my mind. Maybe you have a friend, a family member, or just a coworker, someone in your life that you don't like all that much because they're rotten, right? There's monsters. There's bad people in the world. Not bad at the core, but behaving unconsciously, taking out their pain on other people. That's what I would categorize as someone who's dark, right? And just nasty. There is people like that. And so as a spiritual being, you don't have to put up with that because you have a good heart and you can see good in people. There are just some people that it is in your best interest to distance yourself from. There's no shame in that game. There's no need to feel guilty about that. There are simply some people that don't match your energy and that don't deserve real estate in your experience. Maybe they can hang for a little bit. Maybe it's a family member, a family party. Like, yeah, I'll see you for a little bit, but you don't have to interact with them more than what you're comfortable with. You are a creator. You are one with the creator. And I don't know who's upstairs. I don't know how this magic that is earth and existence, I don't know how that happened. I won't claim to say, I won't say that I know, because I don't know. But the soul part of us, the source within us, the God within us, isn't asking us to be blind to the evil, the darkness in the world. We're being asked to look at that which we want more of. We're being asked to be a better human ourselves to ourselves, and therefore calibrating ourselves to a higher frequency that allows more light in, that allows these kind of exchanges. You wouldn't be here if you weren't somehow an energetic match to me. I wouldn't be on your screen if you and I weren't somehow matched up. So we have people in our lives that maybe are a little nasty, and a part of you is going like, what part of me is matching to that frequency? Well, you can be nasty too. I can be nasty. I can be real nasty. So that's just a part of you, and integrating that part of you, integrating that nasty bitch, for lack of a better word, asshole, whatever you want to call it, integrating that, like, yeah, that is a part of me, and I know how to use it when it's appropriate. Fortunately, I don't operate there very often, but when I need to, it's there. And how wonderful that is, that we are whole humans, not just light, not just dark, but whole humans. But sometimes we're operating more in the dark, and dark, not like evil, but like unconscious. People asleep in their own pain. And some are operating more in consciousness, in the light. But neither is better or worse. We're on opposite sides of the scale, but it's not worse and better. It's human. It's human. And when you start to accept that I am all from dark to light, then there's a certain level of peace with what is with other people, what is with yourself, and understanding that your work isn't to inspire, encourage, force, or coerce anyone to the light side. If anything, let that person be a guide to you and how you can integrate your dark side, your heaviness, your bitchiness, whatever that darkness is for you. And likewise, you being the light is activating something in that person. So we're all doing this beautiful dance together that creates this perfect balance that is humanity. I just want to say, I so appreciate you for tuning in, for showing up, for being who you are. I know being a human can be really hard, and simple things like focusing in on, like after this video, okay, for this next part of my day or evening, how do I want to feel? You can get even more detailed. How do I want to show up with other people? Who do I want to be? By asking these questions and getting the answers, and then seeing how that unfolds, the whole point of me telling you this at all is to help encourage you to realize through your own experience, that's why I'm giving you these kind of steps, that you are a part of the creation that is your life. So it's pretty cool. I feel like a lot of responsibility, but I think if you're taking it like that, then you're forgetting that you didn't come here to get being a human being right. You didn't come here for that. You came here for an experience. Just like going bowling. It's an experience. You didn't, yeah, winning is great. Yes, I did win this weekend during bowling. Thank you very much. It's great, but it's not the point. It's the experience, it's the fun, it's the competition, it's the laughter, it's the high fives, it's the, oh, so close, oh, is it gonna get knocked down? It's the anticipation, it's the experience. That's what we came here for, is to experience this life. So let yourself be in the experience. Let yourself be human. Let yourself be nasty and dark and light and beautiful and kind and sexy and, I was gonna say sensual, but sexy came out. Let yourself be as you are, while also adding a little bit of the mind focus, like I told my nephew Bennett. Okay, we're cleaning up. Clean up. Let's implant that into your mind. Clean up. Never seen the kid clean up better. He's like, oh, my toothbrush. I'm like, wow. All right, I almost forgot your toothbrush. You know, like I didn't even think about the bathroom. So, yes. You are wonderful. Thank you for tuning in. I hope you have a wonderful week. I hope this resonated. And if it did, share it with a friend. Happy Valentine's Day, if that means anything to you. And I will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.